Hello and welcome to Falcons Ledge. I'm Ostringer, and today we have the wonderful opportunity to be able to review a new product from Meza Mounts. These are new table mounts. I'll show the Amazon link right here. In addition, there's a link in the description down below if you want to purchase these. These mounts were sent to me from Meza at no cost, just to get that disclaimer out there. So we're going to be doing a open boxing here, and I'm going to show you what's in the content of the box and how to get it set up. So let's get to it. All right, so let's get to this. We will go ahead and get these open. They come in a nice tightly wrapped box, which is nice to see because you don't want these things banging around and shipping. Here's our bag of parts. And then here is the hardware, and looks like the instructions also. We will yeet this. We have our typical tool set of a set of Allen wrenches here. And we also have this kit of bits here. I don't know if we'll have to use this. We'll definitely have to use this. So let's get down and take a quick look at the instructions. It looks like these, as you can see here, are set up to be able to use the Thrustmaster, TCA, the T16K, VKB Gunfighter, VPC WarBRD, Orion 2 from Winwing, and the Thrustmaster Warthog. So I am going, this can also do the X56, the X52, the VKB Gladiator, and a couple of different throttles. This looks to be a setup that is kind of expandable, so it'll have a rail system and then it'll have like a T-bar. So as you guys are well aware, I tend to be hard on my equipment, and they haven't, Meza has not given me any stipulations as to what needs to be in the review, other than, you know, the kind of video that they would like to see, like a unboxing and a review. I would never agree to a review if it stipulated the kind of content. So if I don't like these, you're going to hear about it. So let's get them out of their packaging so we can take a look at what their contents are. We're not going to be putting them up against something like this, which is a Foxx mount, because this is a much different price point than these Meza mounts here. These are more of a budget-oriented solution. So I do have a mount from HiKig, which we can compare to. They're at a fairly similar price point. So we'll look at it from that perspective. So just looking at it right off, we have our mounting clamp here, which looks like it uses a screw type mount rather than a clamp that we've seen in the past. It uses a cylindrical vertical, which is also something that I haven't used before. And that inserts into this receptacle here. And then it looks like it has a bolt that goes into the back here that's going to retain that. Now the question is going to be, how much rotation are we going to see there? These are definitely, obviously not designed to be a quick release in comparison to some of the others in the market. But if it's a value product and it's priced correctly, then you know that my channel is all about the bang for your buck. And if you're buying something along those lines of, say, the Winwing Ursa, where you're really trying to go for that value option, maybe these are a good setup. We're going to find out. So let's get down to assembling them. All right, I took a quick look at the instructions just to make sure that I wasn't incorrect. We're going to set this up initially for the VPC WarBRD so that I can do some testing on the F16. I have this apart right now because I'm going to be filming right after this to do a video on greasing your dampers. So as I thought, we are going to need these two hand crankable bolts or screws, and these will simply be inserted into that slot, and then this screw will go into this, should be threaded hole. I don't want to cross thread it. A little bit hard to get that going right off. Now I'm hoping that this has enough bind that we're not going to have a whole lot of twist, because that would be unfortunate with this kind of a mount. Alright, so we've got the first one assembled, and the second one, I think what I might do for this one, since we will want to utilize both types of configuration, is I have a Gladiator NXT Evo, and what we'll do with that is I will play a bit of Star Citizen or something like that. I don't think that we're going to be doing any flight videos for this. We'll see. It depends on how things pan out for that. But I am quite positive that I can get plenty of information for review in a short period of time for this, as unlike something like a gimbal, mounts are fairly straightforward. They're pretty easy to make determinations on. Alright, so we have those assembled, and right off the bat, I don't seem to be able to twist that very well, so that's a positive thing, right? So let's take one of these, and it has these crossbars, or cross members. Probably cross member would be a good way to describe that. And it has, looks like 2 for each one if you need to use them. And these are actually going to be mounted underneath, like so. And they have a nice little, here, I'll show you the diagram here. So they have a nice little diagram that's color-coded, showing you which bolts you're going to need, bolt holes you're going to need for what type of stick. For the wider based sticks, which the Gladiator NXT is one of, you're going to need this cross member, 2 of them. So we will go into here. These long bolts here are for things like the X56 and X52, since their mounting solutions kind of sucked. But most of you already know how I feel about Logitech. And anyone that cares to, I'm happy to fight with in the comment section down below about Logitech. But hey, that said about Logitech, I would be very thrilled to see them come out with something new and innovative and interesting. And just like I did, I promised you guys that I would sing the praises of Thrustmaster if they came out with a new all-metal gimbal, and they did. And I did. I did post that I am happy that they came out with that. Whether or not it is an amazing value is a completely different thing, but I did, just as I said. I'm just checking to see if this is the right one, and it doesn't look like it is. There's 2 different sizes of bolt in here, and I think that those might be made to go into the actual gimbal on something, so we're going to grab some of these smaller ones. Yeah, so we'll I will just dump this out. It's easier than making crunkly noises. Alright, so the smaller flat-topped screws are meant to go through here and then caught by our nuts here. We're going to want one of these in the longer grooves for our NXT. I can barely see this screw, so. All right, you're going to want to use the flat top in the upper position and the nut down below, so you'll have clearance for your stick to go here. For the front one, you're going to want to put it in the long groove if you're using the NXT like I am. And then for the back one, according to their instructions, we put this at the very back. But you could, in theory, use some of these other grooves if you wanted to move that stick a little bit further forward, I assume. But we'll move this into a very far back groove here. I typically will need these to be a bit longer, considering my use case scenario, which is being used in a cockpit. But my cockpit is unique in that I still use desk mounts. I'm going to do a video next week. So the two videos that I'm coming out with this week are this one and one about the regreasing your dampers. And then next week, I'm going to be doing a cockpit tour, which should be pretty cool. All right, so we have that assembled now. So I'll move these out of the way. All right, so here we are. We're all set up here. And I'm going to be reviewing those over probably the next couple of weeks. And they look to be a fairly simple design, really easy to put together. So I'll let you know how I like them. Right, well that about does it for the unboxing, initial impressions, and setup of the new Meza mounts. I'm going to get to using these right away, and within a couple of weeks we'll have the review out. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It really does help us out. As well as subscribing if you haven't subscribed already. It won't cost you anything. Please stay tuned for new videos that are coming out. We're going to have several of them coming out in the next couple of weeks, and I really do hope you like them. I hope that you also fly safe, have fun, and as always, have a great day.